Hi everybody, this is Bob. I finally had a nice January day to get out and ride my new motorcycle. I had 4 false starts here at the beginning. I can't quite remember what was going through my head, but it kind of looks like I was having a little trouble getting up the confidence to actually do it. I'd only ridden a grand total of 4 evenings, and that had been almost 8 months earlier in May of 2019 when I took the Motorcycle Safety Foundation class. I'm reminded of when I was maybe 5 years old and my mom would tell me I could play with my friends outside, but not to go past the end of the block. For this part 1 video, I actually make it 1.5 blocks. So I've made some progress over the last 58 years. That was like a joke. Boy, I wish this guy would wish me luck and move his black car. Immediately before this video starts, I had been sitting on my bike practicing going back and forth between neutral and first. I could get from neutral to first okay, but I was having trouble getting the bike to get back into neutral from first. And I eventually realized that if I would just rev the engine ever so slightly while I was in first, it would slip into neutral then easily. I don't know why that is, but that's what I've done now, is make sure that I rev the engine just slightly if I'm trying to get back into neutral from first. After I stop here in a few seconds, I can see the neutral light flash for an instant. So I think I overshot neutral and went from first into second. I revved the engine going into neutral, but I don't think I would have had to, because I was going from second into neutral. Riding slow today may be related in part to building confidence, but for me, I think of it more as a musician practicing a musical instrument. You don't start practicing something fast until you're able to play it correctly, slowly. Boy, I wish this guy would wish me luck and move his black car. There's my neighbor, Mike. This guy waved me around. He thought I was waiting for him to go. I was just getting ready to turn around. So, we're just past the midpoint of this video. Pretty exciting stuff, huh? How about that time I hit 10 miles an hour after all that 6, 7, 8 mile an hour stuff? I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah, I was gonna hire Michael Bay to direct this, but I decided I could get enough action in there myself. So, if we follow a 3-act dramatic structure, the midpoint of this episode should have us right there in the middle of Act 2. I'm afraid I've been too subtle about the major dramatic question, so I'll just go ahead and state it. It is, will Bob ever get off of Holyoake Road? Since the secondary title of this video is One Gear, One Street, I guess that's pretty much of a spoiler there. Or is it?
You practicing?
Yeah, trying to learn how to ride the damn thing.
That's good you've got a helmet. I was wondering what you're doing because I was just seeing you slowly going like back and forth over and over. Good luck.
Thank you. Damn it. Am I in first or not?
The fact that I killed the engine twice within like a half a minute is a little lesson for me. I think that there's a psychological aspect to be taken into consideration. I saw the guy coming out to get in his car, and I was right there by the door of his car and was thinking, oh boy, I got to get out of this guy's way. And so I think that my normal focus and concentration on what I was doing was not at its normal level. And then as soon as he was gone, boom, then I killed it again. And I think that carries over to a general theme in the motorcycle literature I've been reading over and over again about how we've got to keep such a focus on what we're doing, pay attention, never let your guard down. It's so easy for something to go wrong when you're riding a motorcycle. And so I think there's a little lesson here for me. And I think that lesson is that if I've got my motorcycle stopped next to the door to somebody's car, then I need to keep my concentration together and focus on the fact that that's very unfortunate for them. And when they see a 63-year-old man on a 125cc Honda Grom, they should be afraid, because motorcycle riders are nothing if not attitude. And now we begin the last round trip down to the end of Holyoake Road and back. And I'm thinking this is a good time for me to give you a little plug for part 2 of our 2-part program. In the next episode, I will be using 3 different gears instead of just one. And I will be riding on 4 different streets instead of just one. So 3 times 4, that's 12. The next episode will be 12 times as good as this episode here. It might be a good idea before watching it to get an eye patch to put over one eye and an earplug to put in one ear. This would reduce your audio-visual sensitivity by 50%. You would perceive the next episode to be merely 6 times better instead of 12 times better. This would introduce a safety factor for those who are subject to fainting or just generally being overwhelmed. Oh, Colonel, the way you carry on, I'm liable to end up with a case of the vapors. I enjoyed this first day of riding the Grom so much. It didn't bother me at all to be riding so slow. I'm just riding at my skill level. I am looking forward to later in the year, after I'm becoming a better rider, hopefully, and be able to ride further and further away and enjoy country roads and neighboring communities. I'm very much looking forward to that so much. I always enjoy movies with a twist at the end, and our twist here is going to be a twist to the right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jefferson Road. So thanks for watching the first part of my first day of riding my new Honda Grom. Part 2 will be the remaining part of the ride, which was the more fun part of the ride for me. I'm hoping that translates into an episode that's more fun. Thanks again.